Hmm. What's going on, folks? How we feeling? Pretty sure we are live on the Oilersnation YouTube channel. It's not been fun times here in Edmonton. Oilersnation. It's not been fun. Also, I don't know what kind of music to put on for this stream. I need copyright-free music. I never know what to play. We have in the chat here. I need a glizzy. I can't give that to you. I'm sorry. I'm sure you can find one at Costco. Costco has cheap glizzies. Gene Principe. Sergeant Battle. Make the pain go away. I'll try, man. I'll try my best here. We'll do our best. Rage metal. I'm not into the rage metal, but hello, QF Pro. It's going to be all right. Maybe. We don't know. Anything can happen in this game of hockey. Yeah, it hasn't been fun being an Oilers fan, a fan of in general. It just sucks. It just really sucks. But the positive is that tomorrow is a new day and we get to start from scratch and go from there. Let's see how the Oilers depression rap. I can't rap, unfortunately. I can try. It'll go terribly. Just some news as we go throughout the day before we get into hop into some Chel. We'll play a little bit of Chel. I don't think this will be a long stream tonight. Like I know I did like 2-hour streams, maybe an hour, just because it's Friday night. I kind of want to chill a bit, but I owe the people a stream, I feel. So of course the news today that multiple reports confirmed that the Oilers would not be making a coaching change ahead of Saturday night against the Kraken. I should tweet out that I'm live. I help. There we go. Live on the Oilersnation YouTube. Tell me, everyone, how are we doing tonight? I mean, it's Friday night, 8 p.m. Jay won't be leaving until we return home, regardless of what happens. I 100% agree, and I think that just makes sense. Because last night before I went to bed, I wasn't even thinking to myself, like, why would they let him go in the middle of a road trip? That just seems kind of messed up. Not even just firing him. You're gonna fire Jay Woodcroft on your way to Seattle. So in that time, who's going to be the assistant coach? Who's going to man the bench until you bring in an actual head coach in this small span of time? Like, it's not like you're going to ring up Gerard Gallant, hey man, I need you to coach tonight. Within 24 hours, right? So I think the process to find a new head coach is probably happening behind the scenes. Woodcroft will probably get let go here as soon as they get back to Edmonton. I think that's just fair to him. So that mean outside of coaches, somebody like Sen could go. I don't see it happening. I do agree that someone other. I think it should be Ken Holland before he makes a ridiculous move, but odds are he's not gonna make a ridiculous move. You know, Woody GM. Holland out. Ooh, that's an interesting move. But I don't know. I feel like Jay Woodcroft has unfinished business as a NHL coach. I don't think he wants to jump straight into management. And, you know, I think he would prefer to take his talents and knowledge elsewhere. I think he wants to go win a Stanley Cup as a head coach. He hasn't done it as an assistant. He did it as a video coach in 08. So, I don't know. I get the link stream here. There. Next. I don't know. His interview didn't look like a man expected to get fired soon. Why that background music? Honestly, I have no idea, man. I try to go with copyright-free music, and if you can point me into the direction of some better music, I will. I've always liked synthwave, but it does get pretty repetitive. I just don't want to play for music. Do I even just play music? I don't know. Copyright streamer music. How about that? I'll try that. If this was my own channel, I would definitely play late night. Might work. I don't know. Is Holland's son an assistant GM? I believe he is. Yes, final buzzer. Ball hockey, you're not wrong. By the way, I would love to play ball hockey. Just saying that. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I mentioned earlier in Discord that a lot of jobs can potentially be saved just by trying the old system out. Man on man has more accountability. I do agree. It actually sounds a little bit better already. Wow. Okay. I'm not great when it comes to breaking down systems in hockey. I'll be honest. But Epidemic sounds is pretty good. Oh, thank you, Steve French. Thank you for that suggestion. I'll try it out. By the way, Jake, good to see you. As the man who does social media for Oilersnation, I have to read through the comment sections a lot, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Not Facebook a ton, but my God, I see a lot of wild takes. You think Twitter's wild? You think that stream chat's wild? Oh my God. Some people are like, just like Trey Darnell. I mean, we've all heard Trey Darnell nurse, but like I can't remember what I heard. Like, by the way, funny enough, a lot of people tend to message the Oilers Nation Facebook page, like DM us, thinking we are the Oilers. So they'll send messages saying, "Screw you guys suck." I'm like, thanks. Dusty loves ball hockey, bro. I don't know. I've always wanted to get into ball hockey, but I just don't know where to start. I'm extremely rusty. I played soccer for a while. I used to play street hockey with my buddies, but I've always even thought of like floor hockey, like co-ed. Hey, the Flames, didn't the Flames blow? The Maple Leafs won? When did we play the Maple Leafs? Also, I don't know if you guys saw the other article on OilersNation.com about Jack Campbell being sent down. Leon is going to leave next summer. It's possible, Andrew. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope right now the best possible outcome for the Oilers, or the worst possible outcome, is that they miss the playoffs. Connor and Leon hang on for one more season. It's really going to be one more year of them after this. And then if the year does go well next year, I don't want to think about next year right now, they will probably consider staying on for a few more years. I could see Leon or McDavid both signing longer-term contract or shorter-term contracts just to maybe see it through a bit more. But that's, I don't know. Edmonton's pretty good ball hockey program. I'm pretty sure they do, yes. I used to work at a soccer center, and they'd always have ball hockey, and the people were always very nice. I saw someone break down the current system on Twitter. To me, the most apparent problem is the boys get mixed up and have poor communication. Well, you know what? I hate to be that guy, but let's bring up the goals from last night. Go take a look. Oilers, Sharks, because I don't think last night was really on Stuart Skinner. I don't think so. So, let's see here. We got scored on first, and I think my biggest issue with this goal was the fact. So this is where the Oilers are really getting caved in here. It's in the neutral zone. Like, get to that first goal. Where is it? Come on. Literally, like, there's multiple times in that game against the Sharks where there's a guy in the middle, in the slot, and they're just getting caved in there. Like, Cody Ceci, I don't know what you're doing here, man. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. I believe that is Holloway, and look, that guy's just floating in the middle there, just floating. I'm a Jets fan, but I love your show. Thank you, Go Factopia. This is not Oilers Nation every day, but I appreciate that. Honestly, Davo and Dry love playing together so much. I think they know if they leave here, they likely won't be playing again. That is also true. And that people tend to try to ignore that, and they think they're like, oh, well, they won't care. They just want to win badly. Is that the first goal? I believe that was the first goal. Look at that. Like, ooh, okay. Back it up a bit more. The guy kind of floats into the middle, doesn't he? Number 20 here? Yeah, it does. No one's even acknowledging that he's there. And then easy goal. Easy goal. I mean, Stu, I don't blame him there. I think it's defensive lapses right there. Maybe they get mixed up and have poor communication because they never know shift to shift who. That's actually an interesting point. But I don't know. I think at this level of hockey, that's not too much of an issue. Let's go see the other Sharks goal because I think I missed this goal. So this one's not really on Stu either. Stu did his best in my opinion. That's just kind of a little unlucky, as that is a deflection. Is that a deflection off either Kulak or 20? Just a lucky bounce gets to. But then again, he has so much space. No one's covering him. Who's covering him there? I think that's where Draisaitl needs to be. I don't know. Evander Kane's there. Like, it's defensively, they seem to be just one step behind always, giving players so much space. And I can kind of understand where and why this new system is confusing the players, because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to stick to the system. In the back of their mind, they're thinking, okay, I gotta stick to my coach's plan. I gotta stick in the shape that he's given me. But that can cost you. Woz, I'm sad, man. Flute. I think we're all sad. We're all just trying to figure out what's wrong with this team. Darren, not great there either. Just pinches a bit. Skinner, I don't even think that loss was on him. That was all defense and not enough offense. I didn't see the third goal. I know Darnell Nurse pinched pretty badly. Let me go see here. Third goal. Oh yeah, that's tough. Okay, here it is. My heart, it breaks. I'm a little bit more numb to it, I think. I'm just like, how are we at this point? Why are we at this point? And how can we just start winning games? Like, look at this. Okay, here we go. I think 3 things that could help them. Team bonding during. Oh, I don't think that's it, man. I think this team is well bonded, to be honest. I think they're a pretty tight knit group. They're just maybe a little complacent right now. Okay, here we are. So Darnell Nurse loses the board battle, I believe, and then it's a 2-on-1, and just easy goal. Like, you would have liked to see a big save from Stu there, but at the same time, that's just most NHL teams are gonna score that. Yeah, he lost his board battle. Not great. It kind of just, the puck goes around him, and the other forward there, number 7, whoever that is, just picks it up, and good pass. Great pass. It was Zadina, who I would have loved on the Oilers. What went wrong? What went wrong? That's the great question right now, isn't it? Defensively, we're terrible. I think what's happened here is that poor goaltending, defensive lapses. It's a mix of things that just ended up leading to lack of confidence in the team. I'm sorry, but once you start losing games, you're just gonna start losing confidence, right? Now, my other thing is, why is the offense just dried up? Even if McDavid's playing poorly, Hyman, Nuge, Kane, those 3 I think should be producing a bit more. Holloway, I think we all predicted or presumed he would score more. McLeod, same. Like, it's just everyone doesn't know how to score right now. So that's just. I think this team needs to find a way to just motivate themselves and take it one game at a time, which I think they're trying to do. Is just, they have been unlucky at times, and I think the best way to put it is that everything that could go wrong for the Oilers has gone wrong. Like, we all thought Jack Campbell was going to have this bounce back year, play a bit better, be above average at least. Now he's in the AHL. Fucked. Like, I don't get it, man. And now they're playing with a lot of desperation, in my opinion. Like, they're just gonna fire what they can. And it's weird that they're all in a way at the same time. Exactly. Puck watch a little too much to be defensively aware. I totally agree. I don't know what is up with the defensive awareness, because I think the first goal San Jose scored was a perfect example here. Where they just kind of let a man float into the middle. There he is. There he is. Number 20. He just floats into the middle. Holloway doesn't pick him up. Puck watching. It's puck watching. They don't care who's around them. They care where the puck is. Oh my god, maybe that's... I figured it out. The Oilers don't care who's around them. They care where the puck is. And that's... Man, there we go. Exactly. And especially... I would say the neutral zone. They're getting just sucked here. This is where they're getting sucked. This is where they always seem to have a man left in the middle that can fire puck home. Season will turn around on 97 scores again. I think we need 97 to score a lot right now, Brandon. We need, like, and back to McDavid. Connor McDavid. Let's bring up Connor McDavid's stats. This is not even like Chel Chill With Woz. This is like breaking down the Oilers with Woz. Connor McDavid this year is very strange. He's obviously having some sort of issue, but I think I cracked him last game. McDavid in 10 games, 2 goals, 8 assists. How does this guy go from winning the Rocket last year, 64 goals, to 2 goals now? I mean, Austin Matthews, we saw, had a very much of a down year compared to his previous seasons. It feels like Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid have switched roles, switched seasons. Watch Leon on that first goal against. Okay, let's do it. I was looking at him. I don't know if that's... I mean, yeah, Leon could have backtracked way better than this. Like... Here it is. Here it is. Leon is right there, 29. Yeah, Leon Draisaitl does not have to be in this position. Right here. So... Ekholm's got that guy. Leon does not need to be here. Does not need to be here. Just pick up a guy that's closer to the net. Like, I could see Leon. He's in. Let's see this. I think he's trying to cut off the pass. No, he's not. I honestly don't know what he's doing there. Trying to stay positive, Brandon. Look. It will, Jake. I don't think Woody's getting canned until Monday. Let's look at the Oilers schedule. Or, Sunday. Sunday, probably. The Oilers schedule. Let's get lighting on here real quick. So tomorrow they play the Kraken at 6:30. That's good to know. I thought it was at 7. No, that's not tomorrow. Tomorrow they play the Kraken at 7. Oh my goodness. Kraken at 8. Then on Monday they play the Islanders at 6:30. Kraken 6:30. Saturday 2 p.m. Trevor, good to see you, buddy. How are we doing? Mr. McMullen. McDavid has looked off all season. I blame it on Lauren. You're blaming it on Lauren. Wow. Distracting him with the wedding, maybe. Leon and Bouchard seem to be the ones struggling the most with the system. Yeah, Bouchard. I don't know what's going on with that guy. He can score so many goals, but I don't know where he is defensively. That's a problem, Flute. That's a problem. I think if a GM has to fire another coach in his tenure, that says a lot about that GM. Am I wrong? I don't know if Woody will get fired if we win tomorrow. I think it might be a lifeline. I think Tyler said on Oilersnation After Dark, I believe, where he said, yeah, you can win the next game, but Woodcroft would have to go like on a 10-game heater to keep his job, I believe. So, if it's a loss, yeah, he's gone. If it's a win, I think he kind of saves his job for another day, another night. And let's be honest, looking at the schedule, the Kraken are beatable. Look at the standings real quick. NHL standings. The West. The Kraken are 3 points ahead of the Flames. That's beatable. I mean, to be fair, you think San Jose is beatable, right? But if we're looking at the Eastern Conference, we play the Islanders coming up here, and they are just around the same points mark as the Kraken. The Capitals have been somewhat decent this year, actually. They have 14 points. They've been better than expected. The Lightning, 16. They're wagging. We know that. Not the coach or the GM. The players. I think the players also deserve a lot of the blame too. It can't be just. Has this team really given up another coach seriously? I don't think they've given up on him. I think a lot of the players like playing for Woodcroft. I think it's just, and I'm sorry, Michael. Yeah, let's be honest. Like, they are beatable. Everyone, like, this schedule. It's maybe not for the Oilers. The way I view it is, and I've seen a lot of people say this online, they're looking at the Oilers. By the way, do you guys prefer this over Chel and Chill? More so just Woz and Chill, I guess? Just going off over the Oilers and chatting? I like this a lot, actually. No, I don't think the players have given up on Woody. I think this is the reality of the business. I think whenever any NHL coach goes 2-9-1, they're going to get fired. It's just... It's kind of that. It's just how it goes. Name another coach that would not get fired. Maybe the Sharks coach. I don't know. And you know what's interesting? Majority of Oilers fans and even the media don't think Woodcroft should be fired. They just feel like it's the reality of hockey in the hockey industry. You know, you go 2-9-1, you're gonna get fired, right? I like this today in particular. Let's reflect the next day without all the panic. Exactly. I'm kind of more of a chill guy. I will be on Oilersnation after dark tomorrow night, by the way, with Aaron and special guest. Isn't lack of confidence, but rather overconfidence. I've also thought of that. I think I was listening to the Gregor show, or even Reed Wilkins, because they're both great. Shout out both. But who was it? Actually, I think it was Drew Remenda. Drew Remenda was on Ched with Reed Wilkins, and he was saying how it kind of seemed like the Oilers put the cart before the horse, and they were already thinking about June and lifting the cup and the playoffs, and totally forgot, hey, you know, there's like 5 months of hockey, 82 games before we get there. So I think our mindset was just in a totally different place. I still think before we fire Woody, even though I'm not a fan, you need to fire Manson. I think everyone's going to get fired. Spec seems to be the only one trying to bury Woodcroft. Mark Spector is an interesting character, to say the least. He is something. If you're a coach of a losing team, there you go, final buzzer. Connor Halley. I don't know if it's been admitted, but I think Connor Halley is joining us tomorrow night. I think the players lack respect for Woody, and they know. I think if Woodcroft benched Draisaitl would get very pissy. I don't know. He seems like a guy that kind of. I'm not gonna like harp on him like Tyler did earlier today, but like, I think he's got a bit of a ego to him, you know. But someone's gotta get benched. I don't think they're gonna bench Bouchard. So, but Spector, I think Spector knows what he's doing. Spector knows how to rile up the fans, and that's how he kind of gets his clicks. And Spec is also just, I think, buddies with a lot of media members. Funny enough, actually, I was talking to Zach Lang, and he met Mark Spector during the Heritage Classic, and they hung out a bit. And he said Mark Spector was actually very nice in person. So I think there's a difference between the man on the Twitters and the man outside of press conferences. I don't know if I'm saying it's correct. Anyways, it's been around seriously, but now hype. Really stupid. Now hype. How hype can you be after going through captain skating camp and a full 8-game preseason and still be excited to start the season? I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest. May have come in too early, maybe. I know a few teams did. I think Boston came in early and they're doing fine, right? You don't need to bench Dryden, man. Push him down a line or two, or just don't give him a ton of minutes. Bo Aki time. We get a little desperate, but I don't think he can bring up a player from the CHL to the NHL. Nakas, hello, what's up, man? Good to see ya. It's a matter of pissing off the players to where they tell him to piss off. Yeah, agreed. Jack the Oilers fan, is there any way Woodcroft might not get fired if we win? I think if the Oilers won the next 3 games, yeah, I think Woodcroft stays alive for a bit. It's kind of like winning. It's like you're the coach until you lose right now, I think. You're coaching until you lose. But if he wins like 10 in a row, I think they'll definitely keep him. How much energy you got after a month of meaningless hockey? I don't know. The way I view it is like I go into every Oilers game right now. It's like it's a different storyline. What's next, right? Like what's gonna happen next? It's like you know when Game of Thrones is really popular. It's like, oh, I can't wait for the next episode. I'm wondering about if there should be a change with Glenn Gultson before Woody. Glenn Gultson's been here for a while, right? He was here with Dave Tippett, I believe. So it's tough to say because I think he's the man behind the power play, and the power play's been more successful than anything. Gerard Gallant would be very interesting. I think he's the one coach I've been very open to. What about Bruce Cassidy, guys? Big Mac. Big Mac Jack? Good to see you, buddy. I thought it was you. I'm gonna let my... Painful being an Oilers fan down here in England, staying up late to the... But you know what? We have a lot of Oilers fans and Oilers Nation fans that are from England. If you listen to Bag Milk's podcast, Better Late Than Never, there's a guy named Dukes from Australia, and there's a guy named Donkey Volley from, I think, Southampton. I'm not sure. So, anyone but Akins. Louis G, good to see you. We need to start Picard. I wouldn't mind starting Pickard. I might be the only one Oilers fan feels like, yeah, this sucks a lot, and it is painful, but maybe the team needs this. Quenneville? Oh, I don't think Quenneville's happening just because of the Chicago situation, right? I think there'll be a lot of backfire with that, right? And that's not even me saying it. That's just how the hockey world will view it. Like, do not hire this man based on everything that happened in Chicago. Gallant wouldn't work. McDavid and Dry would be upset because they'd have to play defensively. You know, McDavid's not been bad defensively. Draisaitl, on the other hand, not a fan of his defensive game. Yeah, Joe Quenneville's not... I don't think he's going to get hired in the NHL, to be honest. No, those are real guys. What else is going to look at here? Gerard Gallant. Let's take a look at him real quick. Bruce Boudreau. I would love Bruce Boudreau. I like the idea of Bruce Boudreau. But Bruce Boudreau has a habit of really, like, crashing and burning with his team. Like Bruce Boudreau, let's go take a look at his coaching history, actually. Not player. I think you can look up at his team staff profile. Bruce Boudreau, here we are. So Bruce Boudreau was with the Capitals for like 4-ish years, so he knows how to coach superstars. I don't know what's his coaching record. I don't know his coaching record, but this guy, like, Bruce Boudreau has been fired mid-season 1, 2, 3 times. I don't think he's ever been past the second round as a head coach. Yeah, it's It's not great. That'd be Carter, Hodge, Quenneville, and Kane. I kind of like it. Bruce is a god awful coach. Well, it's interesting because Bruce Boudreau was very good in Vancouver for the first few months he was there. He, I think, led Washington to a President's Trophy once or twice. So, lots of rumors. AJ. Gallant looks like Dean Evanson if he got his eyes sucked. Who won a cup, Lance? Filthy Bruce. Has Quenneville been? I'm not gonna get into that. Honestly, I'm not the guy to answer those questions, or I'm not knowledgeable about that stuff. I don't want to sound like a dumbass. But Joe Quenneville. Yeah, I was even listening to, I think, Sports 1440, and they're saying, yeah, because of all that, he's probably not gonna get hired. It's reality situation. He's uber canceled, to say the least. On Twitter that the coaching staff canned after this weekend. I think what they're doing right now is, I'm pretty sure Jeff Jackson is calling coaches Ken Holland. They're probably making calls to see who would be open for the job, because that's what you got to do right now. Hey, I don't even know, Dacky. Yeah. So. Coffee replacing Holland rumors. Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen. What else here? Quenneville ignored the reports. He was actually. See, there you go. I don't even know how to answer those questions. I would love to do a tier list on the stream if anyone wants to. Dawson Mielson, let's all meet up at a bar tomorrow and throw a party. Bring the noise to Heartbeat. If there's any bar you're going to go to Greta. Greta Bar, YEG. Greta is our home for the season for Oilersnation watch parties and future events. Greta's a great time. It's honestly really fun. I love skee ball, and I want to play more games at Greta. I thought Bruce won one. I don't think so, no. The Washington Capitals, I always compare them to the Oilers because that's a team that consistently made the playoffs and got bounced in the second or first round. Actually, let's compare the Washington Capitals, who took, what, 14 years to win a cup with Ovi? Record history. Season by season record. So, if we're taking back to anything recent here, since Ovechkin's era, Ovi entered the league. So in 2013-14, the Capitals did not qualify for the playoffs. This was in the prime of Ovi's career. What year was this in Ovi's career? Saying here. 03, 04? 1, 2. No, it would be 05, 06. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe it was the 9th. In Ovechkin's 9th season, Capitals missed the playoffs. We're currently, what, in year 9 of Connor McDavid? They would then, the next following year, round 2 loss, round 2 loss, round 2 loss, won the cup. Depressing looking at this. No. No. I tried to get the Discord to go to the bar tonight. No one was game. Oh, I was playing Call of Duty before this. Put Ryan Whitney behind the bench. I think he'd be open to it. McDavid will view it on a failure of himself. He has to leave and join a good team to win. I think he would, honestly. I think he'd be very hard and disappointed himself. I think Connor McDavid really wants to win a cup in Edmonton. I think that would just absolutely amplify his legacy and my heartment. But, like, deep down, I would understand why he would leave. Like, I wouldn't be angry at him for leaving. I'd be very disappointed. But yeah, he'll be the first superstar probably in modern history to not win a Stanley Cup with the team that drafted him. Think about that. How often does that happen? Ovechkin, Crosby, Kane, Stamkos, McKinnon. Think about it. So, here's something to think about. Vegas did not make the playoffs during 2021-22 season. Vegas is an interesting case because A, they didn't have the, pressure of McDavid and Draisaitl's careers, I guess, and contracts. And also, they had injuries in those years, I believe. I wish we brought Corey Perry. I would have loved Corey Perry on this team. No, Lance Kane. Honestly, if you told me prior, I probably would have considered. But then again, I'm trying to do a stream a week on this channel just to talk with you guys. I love talking to you guys. We got to give Jo a shot at working this out. I 100% agree. And like, so I if you guys don't know, I post everything, majority of things on the Oilersnation Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, everything. And on the Instagram, a lot of people were saying, don't fire Woody. He doesn't deserve to be fired. And of course, you have the odd person who thinks he's useless and he deserves to be fired. But majority of people, it seemed like they don't want him fired. And I agree. Oilers fans, Oilers media, they don't want Woodcroft fired. But this is the reality of the situation. If you are 2-9-1, any team would fire their coach, right? It's not an Oilers thing right now. It sucks. Be in the Discord more. Honestly, I've always said this. If this was like 2017, 2018, I would have been in the Discord a lot more. In general, I don't go on Discord much, right? Oilers need to take the underdog mindset. Yes. I don't even know Lance Kane, to be honest. I don't even know. I haven't really heard much about that. Another thing with the Washington Capitals, if we look here, the Caps got first place in the league in 2010, and they lost in the first round, I believe. 2015-16, won the President's Trophy, round 2 loss. 2016-17, round 2 loss. The season, when the Caps got knocked out in 2017, the year after that, they won the Cup. The year the Washington Capitals won the Stanley Cup, let's take a look at this, because I find they're a very interesting case study comparing them to the Oilers. 27-18, the Washington Capitals had 49 wins, finished 3rd in the East, and 6th in the league, and they won the Cup. Very interesting. Very interesting, I find. Exactly, QF bro. But honestly, at this point, everyone at the Nation trusts the Discord. I think at first we were kind of worried because I originally wanted to start an Oilers Nation Discord back in, I think, when I first started in 2021. I think Bag Milk told me just there's a risk just because apparently, like, if someone says any kind of verbal threats toward the Oilers, like, we could be held responsible. It's messed up. It's Duncan Keith, I love Duncan Keith. I did not like the Duncan Keith trade, but I personally like Duncan Keith on the Oilers. Like, I think he was better than people anticipated and expected. I think people love to rip on Duncan Keith because of the trade, because of the 2010 situation. And I also just wish Holland retained more money on that deal. But in the end, it worked out fine. The Oilers went to the conference final for the first time since 2006 with Duncan Keith. It's crazy to think that Duncan Keith was an Oiler. It's still kind of like, damn, Duncan Keith was an Oiler. 2019 St. Louis Blues. We picked them up. Let's go look at the Brooklyn Americans. Yo, the NHL's website has every team you can think of on here. St. Louis Blues. For comparing records. St. Louis Blues in 2019 finished 12th in the NHL overall, 5th in the West, 3rd in the Central, won the Cup. Do you think Elliot Friedman was talking about today on 30 South? Oh, yeah. Some people refer to maybe it could have been Jordan Binnington. Considering it at the same time, that's when Binnington's name was brought up. Holland's a terrible negotiator. I 100% agree. Other than the Ekholm trade, I would say. I've said this a few times, Morgan. The Vancouver Canucks are everything that the Oilers should be right now. It feels like they've almost swapped roles. Although I didn't think the Oilers would be this bad or the Canucks. But the Oilers should be playing like how the Canucks are right now. The Canucks have everything going well for them. Great goaltending. Quinn Hughes is playing like a Norris finalist winner. Leafs Pedersen's having a career year right now. I'm potentially joining the Markstrom cult. I don't know, man. I've seen how Markstrom plays against the Oilers. We've seen how he can play. I don't know. Markstrom worries me. 2019 Blues were last in the league in January. We are last in the league by November, so maybe. You never know. Yeah, exactly. Chris Brown. Edmonton will get a streak going eventually, but it'll be too late. It might be too late. But what I was thinking in the shower, my Woz shower thoughts, I was actually thinking this, like, okay, so the Oilers are going to be an underdog. They have to be an underdog right now. They need to go on an absolute run. They have to maybe get a wild card spot. I'm thinking that kind of mentality and work ethic where they're kind of fighting for every win. We have that mentality going into the playoffs. Maybe that's a good thing. I think the 06 Oilers had to do that, where they kind of had to claw their way into the playoffs, and they brought that same mindset and work ethic into the playoffs, and that's how the Oilers in 06 went to the final. Dawson, I mean, I don't blame Oilers fans for being frustrated. So, the St. Louis Blues, let's see their best ever league finishes. 2019, like, the St. Louis Blues in 2019. Oh, this is the pandemic year. Never mind. 2015-16, the St. Louis Blues finished third in the league, conference final loss. I want to see this fan base rally around them like the scumbag Phillies did for Trade. I don't know who that is. We always do better under pressure. We seem to do it. I also, yeah, like Dak, you make a great point. The Oilers last year went 14-0-1 to finish the year, and they still lost in the second round. So, what I've learned, it doesn't matter how you finish the season. Maybe sometimes if you finish the season a little too complacent, overconfident, it might bite you in the ass. What else should we take a look at? I kind of want to do a tier list of some sort on this stream. I just don't know. NHL scores for tonight. Let's take a look at the scores real quick. The Sharks are back in action, already losing 2-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights. Flyers are beating the Ducks, which is good for us. The Flyers beating the Ducks is good for us because the Ducks, we need to catch up. The Anaheim Ducks have also had a very good start to the season. They are 7-5-0. Frank Vetrano, I believe they have. Is Frank on the Ducks or is he in the film? I don't know, but he's been really good. We rode Skinner too hard in the playoffs, never gave Jet. I agree with that as well. Woodcroft seems to always be a little stubborn in that sense, where he'll just trust whoever he has. Wouldn't be a Leafs game if it didn't go to overtime. The Leafs have also been a little shambolic. There's a tier list of Oilers goalies. That sounds a lot of fun. I would need to set that up, but I would do it. Well, that's what we thought with the Heritage Classic win final buzzer, right? But, you know, I think what the Oilers really need right now is a win at Rogers Place. Of course, a win, regardless, important right now. The Oilers have not won a game at Rogers Place since May. That's concerning. You know, as much as winning at Commonwealth was cool, I don't think the players were able to really embrace the fans and how the fans feel after a win, because like if you're watching the Heritage Classic or if you were at the game, you know, the fans, everyone was a little far apart from the game. So I think the Oilers need to feel a little bit of love from the fans at home. MVP candidate for the Phillies, who was struggling hard, out of character for Philly fans. They gave him a standing bump. I love that. I think Darnell Nurse needs that. And I agree with you, Jack, the Oilers fan. I hate to bring it up. 2006, no one predicted the Oilers to go to the finals, right? So Leafs have adopted last year's Oilers problems, and the Oilers this year adopted the Leafs 2021 style. Everything is cycling the boards and never crashing the interesting deck. Yeah, I've seen a lot of panic from Leafs fans right now, and just saying how defensively atrocious they. If that's a one team I'd like to beat this year, it's the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs currently sit in the Atlantic is very competitive this year. The Atlantic, Bruins, Panthers, Red Wings have been better. Sabres, like this is a very competitive division. The more I think about it, even that like every team in Atlantic is kind of decent. I mean, the Sens have been pretty ass recently, but on paper they're good. Do the Oilers lead the league in boot off ice at home, or are they tied? Probably tied. I think that's happened twice now. Fortunately, I was at the Nashville game and that happened. When I was at the Nashville game, I was fully expecting a jersey to get thrown in the ice. No one did that, thankfully. Craig Bones said the Oilers defense is better than Toronto. That's a bold statement. I don't know if he's seen our defense. Coombs, hello. Who gets fired with the Oilers? Probably Woodcroft. Also, Jesus Christ. On Oilersnation social media, Instagram. I always bring up Instagram because we get a ton of comments on there. Whenever we bring up Woodcroft getting fired, everyone says, nah, it should be Dustin Schwartz. And probably, I mean, if our $5 million goaltender is in the AHL, yeah, that's on Campbell, but also it just seems like our goaltending coach never seemed to figure anything out. I don't know. I don't even know how to analyze a goaltending coach, to be honest. Like, I don't even know, like, so it's, but I think, just based on how our goalies have played and the history of our goaltenders, yeah. Luke, hello. We should sign Matt Berlin. Why not? He's got a game under his belt. Do I think Holland gets fired? I don't think so. I think I would like to see him fired because I'm not a fan of what he's done, but I don't think he gets fired. I think he's going to run out his contract and sayonara. You've been defending Schwartz. That's probably got to be exhausting. Yeah, Sylvain, Bakersfield Condors goalie coach. Sylvain Rodrigue, who's done very well with, I think he might actually help restore Jack Campbell a bit. I won't lie. Interesting biography here on the Bakersfield website. Under his guidance, Stuart Skinner made his NHL debut with the Oilers. He helped develop rookie goaltender Shane Starrett, who was named goaltender of the month in February. Interesting. Wow. He worked with HC Lugano. So, if anything, he should be the Oilers goalie coach right now. He's got a good track record. Maybe Holland just gets hobbled. Yeah, that's the thing. I think Jeff Jackson is the one man to really pay attention to here right now, because I mean, this is the first big test in Jeff Jackson's, tenure as Oilers CEO. He's only been, in the job for a couple months now. He's already got, like, do I fire the coach? Do I fire Holland? Who do I fire? Dustin Schwartz bio? Let's do it. Dustin Schwartz, Oilers goalie coach. From what I see, what are the changes of the Oil chances? Ooh, it's very slim, but here we go. Dustin Schwartz's bio has been the team's goaltending coach since November 2014. Prior to joining the Oilers, Schwartz spent 4 seasons as a consultant with the Western Hockey League's Oil Kings. During his tenure, he helped the Oil Kings collect 2 WHL championships. Doesn't list any players that he's been credited for helping. So Dustin Schwartz, for the most part, just seems like a junior level goalie coach, not NHL caliber. Is that fair to say? He can help you get there, but once you're there, he can't really take the next step for you, or help you take the next step. I sound like an asshole. You feel like the underlying stats is your on money puck 5, the Oilers losses they have deserved to win. Oh, I would not disagree with you. That's probably very true. But Dustin Schwartz looks like a great value brand Will Arnett. You should clip Clara Hughes on 1440. Oh, Clara Hughes, interesting. I'll have to look into that. I don't even think Mike Smith was a fan of Dustin Schwartz. I've heard a lot of stuff about how Mike Smith had his own goalie coach. There is something to be said between coaching an under 18 player and a major league. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, exactly, Dacky. You make a great point. The step up between, you know, an under 18 league to the NHL is like, at least Rodrigue in the AHL, that's fine. That's look at these headlines here. Daily Hive, Oilers fans want long time goalie coach fired. Oilers must relieve coach of duties. Heavy Hockey Network back in 2023. Oilers fire Frederick Chabot. Wow, this is a throwback article on Oilersnation. Oilers fire Frederick Chabot for Dustin Schwartz. Jonathan Willis, 8 years ago. I would love Mike Smith as goalie. Should the Oilers pick up Nikita Zadorov? I wouldn't mind that. I just don't know what the price would be. Tanev, in my opinion, would be. Schwartz is apparently considered one of the best goalie coaches among goalie coaches. Source? But I do think Dustin Schwartz, regardless of, you know, what he's regarded as, has been the goalie coach for way too long. He's been the goalie coach since 2014. Should have been replaced a long time ago. I think a lot of teams tend to change up their goalie coach a bit more than this. So, let's see what Jonathan Willis said about Dustin Schwartz back in 2014. Jesus. Dustin Schwartz comes to the Oilers from the affiliated Oil Kings. Okay. In that time, he's worked with Brossoit and Tristan Jarry. And to be fair, Jarry and Brossoit were very good in the dub back then. I remember they were one of the most talked about goalies. But the Oil Kings have a generally like strong history with goaltenders. Brossoit, Jarry, and even Sebastian Cossa. So I didn't even think it's just a goaltending coach. Coombs, we might see a trade sooner. I don't know when. I think we see a trade. It might be in the next 2 weeks, not in the next like 48 hours. Did Zadorov ask for a trade? Pardon me. But we're heading to Twitter. Your pal Joe, Woody's one of the best coaches also, but he's also probably, I agree with you. So here's the interesting thing I heard. Oilers Live. I don't really know him well enough. I don't know. He tweeted out, expect the news on Woodcroft at the end of the road trip. Hearing from multiple people close to the org. Unclear on replacement plan. I don't really know if I can buy into this. But I just don't. I don't know how credible this guy is. But Heavy Hockey Net. They're good people over there. They make good content. Don't get me wrong. But one of the Heavy Hockey Net, multiple sources confirming Holland, Woodcroft, and Manson. Holland? Even Ken Holland? Pardon me? Twitter is wild right now. Paul Coffey and Glenn Gulson are potential names being looked at as the interim. I doubt this. I feel like this is a troll. I feel like this is a troll. Yeah, I don't. We're like, fresh off goal. I'm told that Zadorov through his agent has requested a trade. Zadorov might be just what the Oilers need on the back end. You know, he's not afraid to be physical. Got a bit of a bite to him. Like, he's got a personality. He kind of reminds me a bit of a Klim Kostin type on the back end. I think Zadorov would be awesome. I don't know, Brandon. Some people just have friends around the organization. That's about it. What's happening, Lance Kane? Dukes, hello, by the way. Good to see you, buddy. Lance, what you missed is apparently, according to Heavy Hockey Net. Don't know how credible. They think Woodcroft is done at the end of the road trip and some other shit. Kevin Weeks also says Zadorov has requested a trade. Now that Zadorov has requested a trade, let's look at trade history between the Flames and Oilers. Between Flames and Oilers. Let's see here. We might as well have. We should probably have here. Flames Nation wrote about it 4 years ago. March 3rd, 2020, the Calgary Flames traded Aaron Johnson. 2011 third round pick to the Edmonton for Steve Stamkos. Okay. There was another trade. In 2013, Calgary trades Roman Horak, Laurent Brossoit to Edmonton for Schmid and Olivier Waugh. Who remembers the Olivier Waugh days? Huh? Edmonton all plus on. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Zadorov wants just out of Alberta, you know? I doubt he'd want to go to Edmonton. Coffee's GM would be interesting. I don't know how that would go. I don't even know what you would expect from Paul Coffey. My top 5 insiders. I don't have top 5 insiders. I think it's just, for me, it's Friedman and Saravalli. That's it. I think, in my opinion, Saravalli has better knowledge when it comes to league business and GMs and that kind of stuff, where I think Friedman's a bit better with player trades and transactions. So, I think Saravalli is very knowledgeable in how the league works and operates and all that stuff. I don't think so, AJ. I think they just want to try and give Stuart Skinner a bit of a run. I don't even think Stuart Skinner played bad last night. I just think the defense in front of him was shit. Calgary Flames kneel to Milan Lucic. Basically, salary dump for a salary dump. So. Yeah, same here, Lance. I was on TikTok live last night and I was saying I think Jay Woodcroft might be the first coach firing in Oilers history that I'll be sad about. I really wanted to work out for Woody. I thought he was the perfect coach for us, especially when he first came in. I loved the way he spoke to the media and just the way he communicated, and I just loved everything about Woodcroft, and now it sucks to see. I don't like the way he juggles lines now. That's just me. I don't like the way he does something, but he's not perfect. No coach is perfect. Look at the trade where the NHL gave away our 3rd round pick to the Flames. I remember that. Is that the Neil for Lucic? But yeah, no, you got a good point, AJ. You're not wrong. There would be no issue with playing Picard in that game. I'll be very sad to see him go. Exactly. I think Jay Woodcroft is probably the most beloved Oilers coach we've had. Is Glenn Sather. So Dallas Aiken's got more track to fail than Woody's stupid move that let them. That's actually a good point, Brandon. Wait, but here, good to see you, Gino. We're just going over the Oilers. We're not really playing Chel tonight. I don't know. I'm really enjoying just talking Oilers and going over stuff. I love having my browser open and we can just search things up as we go. Unfortunately, the music might be shit. But interesting. Nikita Zadorov to the Oilers. I don't know if it would happen. I'd be open to it. I don't know if he'd want to come here. I'm gonna take. Oh, we're gonna see some interesting takes on Twitter. We'll see what happens. Monday could be huge. Monday could be huge. But Ronnie Lowe was a GM. Ron Lowe? I think he was. Or was it G? Do you think do you think Tyler could be friends? I don't think so. I think when Tyler, well, probably. I don't know, Tyler, I don't really know him well enough to say. I think he tries to have very close friends, like he tries to have a close a small circle, to say the least. I would be friends with you, Lance. I enjoy you. I remember that time we were talking at the golf tournament. That was great. I need more friends. Sad as that sounds. I have to wonder if that stylistically changes. If that stylistic change is driven by the stars rather than coach. Oh, I don't know. That's tough. The only issue I have with him is that he doesn't hold players accountable, like Wimbush. I think he's a little scared to hold players accountable. I think he's scared of the reaction it might give, and they might become a little petty and not, you know, just kind of like say, fuck you. You don't want to play me? Screw you, you know, kind of thing. I don't know. Of course, Gino. What is Zadorov's contract? Let's quickly look. I don't think it's too bad. Nikita Zadorov. What do you guys think of Mackenzie Blackwood, by the way? We saw him last night. Some people have asked, hey, is he good for the Oilers? Nikita Zadorov. Yeah, friendly. There we are. 2 years, 7.5 deal. He makes 3.7. He shoots left. He's 6'6". Who'd you move for him? Was in line for an Oil Kings game, but probably doesn't remember that. I might have. Maybe Lance. I knew which game you're talking to because I've only been to like one Oil Kings game since working for Oilersnation. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you give him for Zadorov if he's playing on the left side? I don't know if he'll play right side. Be in package Darren X. No, you'd have to give up salary, right? It might have to be like CC. So, McLeod and Broberg. Ooh. No, I think we would need to find a way to clear up salary. But McLeod and Broberg actually kind of makes sense. But I would hate to see Ryan McLeod in a Flames uniform. So, solid experience, no excuses about goaltending after that. Marc-Andre Fleury, ooh, maybe. I don't want to say age would be a problem considering we experienced Mike Smith. But if we could get 1 year of Marc-Andre Fleury, that probably would help us big. Big Zadorov. Oh, that'd be a hefty blue line. You know, if we're talking about Big Z, one player I'd like to have on the Oilers bottom six is Radim Zohorna, which I don't know how much is he making. I think Kyle Dubas likes him a lot. But this guy's like a 6'7" winger. So, DC in a fourth? Maybe. Might have to be a third. So, but interesting that Zadorov just requested a trade. Like, I think he just does not like playing defense for the Flames. Yeah, I don't know what's next for Zadorov. Daddy, me looking at the bartender's gigantic balcony. Friedman, yeah, Elliot Friedman did report that Oilers could be a team interested. Well, I don't know. He actually said that directly. I don't remember. We need someone in net for 1 year, letting Eugene figure it out past that. That's a great idea. I agree with you. That's probably even a better idea than just finding like a UC Saros right now. I think we need a goalie who can be a bit consistent in front of our defense, which is going to be hard to find because I think the issue with our goaltenders is more so how many shots we give up and how many high danger chances we tend to have, right? So you kind of want a goaltender who can limit or just keep you in the game a bit longer than our current situation. Like Skinner would be a fine backup for like 2 more years, I think. I think Stuart Skinner eventually is going to become a very good starting goaltender, but right now he's just sophomore slump. Tanev would be ideal, I think. I'm trying to think who else is there. I know Andrew Peaky was one player that got mentioned a few years back. We need a miracle worker in that. Who would that be? Saros? Saros is the ideal candidate. It's just UC Saros, you're giving up maybe 2 first-round picks, Dylan Holloway and something else, and Jack Campbell. It's going to be a big-ass trade, to say the least. Samuel Montembeault. That's another interesting shout. Samuel Montembeault. I've thought about him. I think he was brought up on Oilersnation radio. Montembeault. Samuel Montembeault. Career numbers. Well, he's played a lot of games. Montembeault, career numbers, 896 save percentage. I don't know, actually. He's only got 1 shutout in his career. And I don't know. Skinner was supposed to back up Campbell. We are rushing Skinner, I swear. I throw hands, Skinner will be a top goalie in the league. He will be. But we are rushing him. You're not wrong. Saros in a perfect world. I'd settle for Allen. Ooh, Jake Allen. I think Mackenzie Blackwood would be my choice right now. Kind of. Mackenzie Blackwood's actually. I think he actually has a controversial history behind him. I don't know what it is. I think it had something to do with vaccines, but I don't think that's an issue anymore. Final buzzer. Nobody will take who would take Campbell is the better question, right? Because the way he's playing in the AHL right now, why would anyone want that? Hello, Oilers fans need to chill, John says. John, we're currently 2-9-1. We were dubbed as cup contenders. It's hard to chill right now. Oh, where was your comment? Is that far back, Lance? I'm sorry. Hey, this might be crazy, but why is not Tom of Fatty? Okay, so Patty Kane, yes. Phil, it's important to note with that Phil the Thrill is that nobody's tried to sign him. Nobody really wants Phil, right? Not even the San Jose Sharks want Phil. So I think Phil is just extremely washed right now, more than we think. Kane, on the other hand, is looking to get back in the league. Teams are interested in Patty Kane, right? So if we didn't have Woody, I don't think Skinner would be the number 1 right now. Probably not. Broberg over Vinny. Oh, I hope Broberg's doing better. Well, isn't Broberg down there because of the Connor? Also, Connor Brown. What is his injury? We know how long Connor Brown's out for. Like Jake Allen put up a 550 the day he was tied at Oilers rumors. Oh my god. GM needs to be changed. I think so. And there's some weird things going on Oilers Twitter right now, which I'm telling you, if it's not Friedman or Saravalli, I don't know who to trust. But Oilers Live, this guy. So Oilers Live's interesting because I think a few months back he announced, like, he tweeted what the Bouchard contract was gonna be like 2 weeks before it was signed. So there was times where he kind of seemed credible. So I just don't know. I don't want to shit on him or anything. It's just I don't know how credible you are. But you never know. Lots Ryan. I have talked to this guy before. He's very nice. He's very knowledgeable. So, okay, Matthias Janmark is the one guy I'm saying, Why are you here? Charlie Draisaitl likes playing with Matthias Janmark. I don't know. That guy does nothing to me for me. He is Brandon. We would be chill if our record was 5-6 and I 100% agree with that. If the record was like just average right now and kind of like what we went through last season, yeah, that'd be fine. What was the Edmonton Oilers record last year through 11 games? Edmonton Oilers 22-23 record. Schedule. Through 11 games, I think we can go way far back. So this is 20. Where am I going? So the Oilers season last year started against the Flames. No, okay. So win, L, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3. I don't know how to do the math. I feel like I'm gonna lose track here. Who do we miss the most? Probably Costin. I don't think we miss Costin as much as the fan base is making it out to be, because I loved Costin. We all loved Costin, but it does sound like Costin was this like unbelievable prized possession, yet no one in the league really wanted him except for Detroit. Like, it's not like everyone was going after Clem Costin, right? Probably Brandon. The biggest son. Yeah, I think Costin's a loss. I don't think Yamamoto. I think if Yamamoto was on this team, we wouldn't even notice him. We would be complaining about Yamamoto's play right now. Are we getting Binner? I don't know, Steve. I doubt it. Although, don't count out anything at this point. Any chance we get the Ducks to part with Lucas Dosta? Ooh, I doubt that. No, I don't think they want to give up with their future goaltender. I'd rather get Askarov from Nashville. Yeah. I think I think Clem Costin's a replaceable player. We haven't been able to replace him in a sense, you know? Like, Clem Costin only has 1 goal in Detroit. He's been kind of a physical factor. We just haven't seen Connor Brown to what he should be, I think, you know. For the energy they brought to him on I loved what Costin brought off the ice. Sucks, man. Should have found a way to kept him. Maybe it was on Costin. Maybe Costin just wanted too much money. I don't know. Was he worth $2 million? I pointed it out on Twitter. No, our bottom 6 has 2 goals. Sam Gagner. You count Sam Gagner as a bottom 6 player right now. Sammy Blaze would be so good here to replace. Oh, that's a good shout. I like that. I was saying, redeems Zahorna. He'd be perfect to replace Costin. 6'6" winger. Question: are you guys really pissed off that we didn't pick up? We didn't drop Wallstedt at the time? I was furious when we didn't have Wallstedt. When we picked Borgo over Wallstedt because well, no, at the time we had Ilya Konovalov, who sounded like a promising goaltender as well, but then he ended up leaving. So yeah, I really wish we got Wallstedt. Just I'll be right back, guys. I don't know what to do. I just need to get some water. I'll be right back. Should I play the highlights? Yeah, last time the Oilers won a game, I don't know. Yeah, I was disappointed. Sam, I screamed. I was like, how can you do this? But it's trouble that he's working. Zahorna. Redeem Zahorna. I'll put on Redeem Zahorna highlights. I wish I was a media member that, well, I am a media member technically, but there's not a ton of Redeem So Horner highlights out there, is there? But we can enter. I'll be right back. I need the waters. Here's Oilersnation.com. Read Jason Gregor's article. There we go. Mute my mic before someone yells at me or something. What I miss? What I miss? Anything I miss? It's been a very chill stream. I'm actually enjoying this a lot. For some reason, the Oilers hate. The Oilers hate Nation except for Zach Lang. Oh. Oilers hate Oilers Nation except for Zach Lang. Except for the So basically what happened is during the Heritage Classic we were able to get media credential just because it's a NHL wide event. So it's easier for us to get credentialed when it's an NHL kind of event like the draft or the All-Star game on Heritage Classic. So Wonder Will the Flames will always make a trade. It's possible for Zadorov, maybe Markstrom, some fans. No, Markstrom is day to day right now. I don't think it would be traded. Tanev, I think Tanev would be a better fit than Zadorov. Yeah, Steve, we saw that. I wouldn't mind that, but it could be a CC for Zadorov. Jack Campbell's comments after being sent down, right? So where is it? So Jack Campbell said, "I felt like I was playing well." Talked about his demotion, and I did feel for Jack Campbell because when yes, he's being paid millions of dollars. Money doesn't tell the brain to shut up. I'll be honest. You get paid millions, and your brain will still, doubt you. So, Jack Campbell had just 5 games with the Oilers, winning just one and posting a save percentage of 873. Yeah, he says pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. When getting sent down, pretty hard on myself. I think it's pretty well documented. World, I felt like I was playing well, had some confidence. Obviously, the numbers weren't. I wouldn't be surprised if Jack Campbell teared up. Probably got some tears in there. Pickard highlights. Good. For year for Zahorna, Ben's gotta be looking to deal Markstrom with Wolf waiting in the wings. Can't get better if you think you're playing well. Yeah, I'm a little overconfident, especially in that preseason. I think Jack Campbell just saw some of the highlight saves he made and oh, I'm playing well. What was that game against Nashville? I believe it was which game was it where he was making insane saves in the second period? Like, Jack Campbell, I felt great in preseason. Felt really good in the games I played. Yeah, we all thought you felt good. Results League, and it wasn't quite good enough. And yet, despite adversity, Campbell's, which is good. It's a tight-knit group. I saw that right away, even in training camp. What they bring to the and then Jack Campbell allowed this goal in last night. Right, if you guys saw. Oof. Like, Jack, like, what are you doing there, man? Like, for a guy who's got NHL experience, how do you even let that in? Oh my god, man. Like, that's just that's frustrating. Neither goalie's not. No, I agree. I believe it was Jurassic Park who said, I don't blame people for their mistakes. I just asked them that they pay for them. He said he was gaining confidence, good about himself, Nashville. Yeah. He was. There was spurts where Campbell looked awesome, and there was like, okay, you could have saved that. Okay, maybe the defense in front. At least Campbell's looking to have some fun. Just even Luke Gazdic was talking about it. Getting sent down just sucks. You know, you kind of basically have to pack up your life in an instant, like in a snap of your fingers. You're going sent down, basically leave everything behind. It's not like a trade where you have a bit of time to kind of adjust to a new city. It's kind of like you get your ass down to Bakersfield. So, yeah. Interesting things in Jason Gregor's article I found. Last night, Darnell Nurse had a strong first 40 minutes, which he did. He scored a goal. In the first 2 minutes of third, instead of jumping the puck, spins off and tries to beat Carpenter. He gets pinned against the ball, and then Ryan McLeod's been an interesting player. I don't know how to feel about Clowder, because I love him. Like, I loved his kind of rise through the ranks, his development with her. He's been disappointing me, I won't lie. Like, I was really high on Clowder even when he was in Bakersfield. Like, oh, this is a guy to watch. And now he's just kind of stagnated his growth. Like, I would hate to see McLeod get traded, but it's the reality. He's got to be a trade chip. At the start of the season, Matisse Ekholm spoke about the importance of needing to become games. More games, yeah, we haven't had many of those. Cloud is gutless. What do you mean he's gutless? Yeah, no, I think McLeod can turn into a nice winger. I don't know. McLeod needs to chip in offensively. That's all. McLeod just knows how to skate well. It feels like. Can't blame the guys for our form, but one of them has to at least take a step already. Exactly, Dukes. You want a Holloway to take a step forward. Evolve. Evolve is the right word. McLeod, Broberg, Holloway, Lavoie now. I don't know about Lavoie, but Lavoie is gonna be an interesting thing to watch weeks. Yes, Puljujärvi, I do believe, was overhyped. Bring him up, Steve, but I also don't think he was as bad as people made him out to be. I also think Jesse Puljujärvi just got crippled by injuries and COVID. Like, just, you know, the fact he had to have double hip surgery again just shows like the guy was struggling physically, and he just couldn't move. Like, yo, Jesse Puljujärvi, early 2021, that was so good. But yeah, Jesse Puljujärvi, just sad how that ended. Yamamoto, like, I feel like Zadorov will either go to Kraken, Kings. I don't see Zadorov going. I feel like Zadorov is telling his agent, I don't want to be in Alberta anymore. So, fans overhype these guys. They go elsewhere. And so, you know, Yamamoto, I think, has been okay in Seattle. I think yeah. Yeah, I think we tend to overvalue players, Steve, a bit. So, I think so, Gino, especially McLeod. Well, McLeod got hurt a bit. Injuries didn't help him, I think, but Holloway, we're giving him lots of time now, I think. By the way, let's go look at the I wanted to look at the ice time from last game. Oilers versus Sharks. I hate to bring up this game. Sorry, the nightmare game. This is the nightmare game. This is as low as it's gonna go. Can I go to the box score? Box. Nurse has been one of our best players, thank God. It's just one of the issues with Nurse, and I think it's a common theme among other players, is that he'll be good for like 40 minutes of the game, and then there's this one glaring mistake that just kind of like erases everything. Right? That's an issue. Covers. I don't know. I've never. Can give me ice time, please. Edmonton ice time. M. Bouchard 26 minutes. Derek Ryan played 7 minutes against San Jose. Ugh. James Hamblett 7 minutes. Raphael Lavoie 7 minutes 44 seconds. Sam Gagne 12 minutes. Dylan Holloway played 13 minutes again. Well, Nurse is also scoring, and the Oilers' defense, like Bouchard, like if you look at the Oilers' goal scorers, defense has been scored more than the bottom six. So McLeod just does not get involved, and he's a little passive, I find, in those areas. You know, he's kind of almost expects the puck to magically do something for him. That group, you know. By the way, I will say this. I've never told anyone this, but last year I ran to Ryan McLeod at a bar, and Gently's such a nice guy. Nice guy. It was the first time an Oiler ever recognized me from like social media. So for me, it caught me off by surprise, and he just had nice things to say. And so Ryan McLeod, good guy. That's for sure. He's a good guy. Zadorov has a requested trade. What do you feel? Yes, but I don't know if he wants to stay in Alberta, Michael. Least favorite fan base. Maybe the Avalanche. I'll go with the Avs. I'm not a big fan of Avs fans. They always annoy me on Twitter, actually. McLeod just seems to be silent, stuck in. So yeah. So your superstar was I'm not that big. I'm just what. So, it was cool to get recognized by an Oiler. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Like we had a brief chat. He just seemed like a chill guy, and yeah, it's also like cool to have that one. Kulak has so many points as the entire bottom six if you include Gagne. Yeah, if you take away Sam Gagne, the whole defense is more close in the bottom six, right? Warren Fogle, do you consider him as a top bottom six player? I don't know. Oh, of course not, Brandon. Of course not. No. You know, Ryan McLeod off the ice, great person. On the ice hasn't been ideal. So, ran into Broussard and Banff, one of the best dudes ever. Oilers legend. I don't run into Oilers often outside of, you know, I just don't. I don't ever see them in public, at a park, or at a store, or restaurant. I don't ever really. I always hear stories. Oh my God, I saw Stuart's restaurant. I'm like, I don't want to go stalk them and stuff. But like, even like before, even during Taylor Hall's era, I never saw an Oiler. We're probably the Oilers' least favorite fan base. We need to get Brown back in Janmark. I don't know about Janmark, but Brown, yeah. I'm just not a fan of Janmark. Vogel in middle six, trending top six. Contract your Fogle. Hey, that's one thing we kind of talked about. Contract your Fogle, and I think he's living up to it. It's just, you know, you'd like to see more on some of these chances a bit. I know who she is. These fans, I've just learned to kind of tone out. They deal with a lot of issues just like us. But Avs fans, man, they love to take digs at us. Um, telling yourself it's a long season, but she's gonna click over and over. Yep, that's about it, man. Like some of these players, I mean, Thomas Hurdle, he's a good player. Zadina, interesting, you know. Yeah, I feel like the Oilers fan base loves to shit on Matthias Janmark because he doesn't score, he doesn't assist, but yet he gets like top line minutes. And right now, that's happening with Ryan McLeod. Yeah, I don't even know what happened. Like, that's my issue with hockey in general, is that they never. Oh, by the way, Pierre LeBrun confirmed. Sources confirm this case. Hoping for a quick resolution. I don't know where Zadorov went. Oh, why would you do this, Nick Alberga? By the way, Kiss is in town. Isn't this like their 5th final tour? NHL school. San Jose losing to the Golden Knights still. Flyers are beating the Ducks. Let's just take a look at the standings real quick here for the Oilers. Currently 2 wins, obviously not ideal. 5 points. They need to basically win. You gotta hope the Ducks are losing, the Kraken are losing. Yeah, maybe into any of these spots, even a wild card. That elevator music. I don't even know what to. It's elevator music. Yeah, I don't even know what to play for music. That sucks. So, I just love cruising Twitter, websites, and talking hockey. This is kind of vibe. Won't lie. Kiss? Yeah, Kiss is in town. I swear, the 5th final tour. I always hear they're on their last tour. I'm seeing the Jonas Brothers though next week, so I'm excited for that. Music is so Jeff Jackson right now for the Oilers. This is the guy I'm thinking. What's he thinking? Jeff Jackson, throughout his time as an agent or assistant GM, Leafs, Jeff Jackson has never been in a situation where, well, no CEO has ever been in a situation where it's like, hey, I just got hired as CEO of hockey operations. It's gonna be so much fun. 3 months later, do I fire the GM and coach? Like, Jeff Jackson. When did the Oilers hire Jeff Jackson? Oilers hired Jeff Jackson August 3rd. Months since October 3rd. Or August 3rd. So Jeff Jackson has been with the Oilers now for 3 months and already has to make a big decision. No pressure. Big D isn't going anywhere. Ace, we love to hear that thing. It's like Ozzy Osbourne, right? Yeah. That's the thing. Like, that's also another factor. How much of a factor is Jeff Jackson going to play in with like, David staying long term? What's Brown's injury? No one even. And that's what sucks with hockey. They never disclose injury. How did Jackson even get on the radar? If you know actually more about Jeff Jackson, and I think we have a video on our channel with Jason Greger. And Jason Greger and Jackson kind of talked. Oh, he is dead weight, 100%. I agree with you. So Jeff Jackson, I think he's gonna do his best to keep McDavid. Like, you know how shitty it would be for Jeff Jackson to come into the Oilers and a year later his main man Connor McDavid leaves. It's kind of like, shit, I didn't expect this to happen. I'm kind of bored now. So yeah, he did exactly, AJ. Yes. So I don't know. There's rumors now that Jackson is gonna let go of everyone basically and bring in a whole new crew. Like, who's gonna become the GM? We suck. Jackson plays zero factor. Exactly. And I feel like some people do undervalue how much of an impact we'll have on McDavid. Like, fans outside of Edmonton, non-Oilers fans, think Jeff Jackson just doesn't matter when it comes to Connor McDavid staying or leaving. Maybe Jeff Jackson feels that way. He's like, hey, I can't control his future. I'll try to convince him, but yeah, I don't think he wants to trade Connor. I think Connor wants to see this. Yeah, it's said it multiple times. Connor McDavid also just we've never seen Connor McDavid play like this before. Not since his rookie season, to say the least. Connor McDavid, like 2 goals, 8 assists. On pace to have his worst season yet. Connor McDavid to go from a 153-point season to what, maybe 100? Eventually, Connor's gonna go nuclear, right? Right? So. Exactly, Brandon. If the Oilers win tomorrow but lose on Monday against the Islanders, what do you think will happen? I think Woodcroft's gone. He should do that. Oh, I hope has full reins and Kate. No, I don't think Daryl Cates really has much say over the team anymore. I think maybe like I think on the business side of things, Cates has a say, but I think Bob Nicholson ultimately was just the guy that put the Oilers in the position. Bob Nicholson didn't really know who he's hiring. He just said, this guy won some cups. He'll do well. So Connor is having a Joe Burrow moment like Burrow did at the start. I don't know NFL too much. I'm getting into the NFL, by the way. Fantasy football has been fun and stressful this year. Woody should have been gone for 6 months. Ace? Wait, what do you mean? Ace, are you anti-Woodcroft? I'm not gonna yell at you if you are. But I would disagree. Connor McDavid playoff stats, by the way. Last year, 20 points in 12 games. What the Hold on a minute. Connor McDavid played 12 games in the playoffs last year, had 20 points. Played 10 regular season games. Like, wow. Think of that. Like, 10 points in 10 games, regular season. Playoffs, 12 games, 20 points. That's insane. I think Woody should be right after last year's play. Interesting take. Huh. Yeah, Bob Nicholson is gone at this point. I don't think he has any control of the game. I don't know. Funny enough, I think it was after a game last year, and I saw Bob Nicholson like walk out of the building. I think it was after the loss to the Seattle Kraken. Oh, yeah, it's Bob Nicholson. How you doing, buddy? Out coach and Oilers play with no discipline structure. Don't like this. I think there's structure. I think there was more structure last year than what we're seeing right now. Discipline, maybe you're onto something, but I don't think you can ultimately hold discipline. I think you can try to rein it in. Nah, Woody could have easily been a hero right now. I feel like Jay Woodcroft's tried everything. Oh, I'm feeling the discipline is an issue. Vander Kane, Leon Draisaitl. Here's a question for you guys. What do you guys think of Leon's attitude? I think Tyler's touched on it. I think Jason Gregor's touched on it. How he kind of turns into a brat almost. I hate to use that word. Where he kind of like the moment things don't go his way, he gets pissy and he gets a little Yeah. I don't get how they're not disciplined as this juncture after the. Yes. Dave, yeah, Dave Manson. I think if there's anyone we should look at, it's him because he's the defensive coach, right? Yeah, and I've seen someone say like, oh, well, Leon's attitude is just because it's kind of like how Germans are in the sense. I don't know. So, trending towards diva status, I kind of agree. Like, I want to love Leon Draisaitl, and I love everything he's done for this organization and franchise because he has been one of the best players this franchise has ever seen. But on ice attitude, his off ice attitude sometimes is a little. Right, and some people like it. Some people like the way he responds to the media. I wasn't a big fan of his like great observation comment last night, but I loved how he defended Stuart Skinner like a month ago. So yeah, exactly, Brandon. He gets fed up with the BS questioning while he's also being a leader. Exactly. I kind of liked seeing that emotion from him that you don't see from Connor in the media. I think Connor's more emotional in the room and when he's in a more comfortable environment. Lee's the man. He's a unique personality. That's not like I agree. It's just I think maybe we're not used to that personality from Lee. We're not used to someone who's bland, right? Not bland, so. But a proper coach. But to be fair, Ace, the Oilers have had plenty of coaches, I think, that have been proper. You know, Dave Tippett, Todd McClellan, Ken Hitchcock. We've had a lot of these kind of similar type. I don't know if they're. Somebody said in the comments that Ken Hitchcock was not a hard ass. Like, he was a hard ass back with Dallas. Not like when we had him. He was. So, I don't know. Yeah, Connor. I think Connor has tried to have a bit of a more personality, but when the losing happens, Connor is just very robotic. He's like, just give me the. The average coach lasts about 3 years. He's Woodcroft. Woodcroft is technically, this would be his second full season. It does feel like Woodcroft's been here for longer. This is, I think, the playoff runs. And yeah, you got a good point. Every coach has a shelf life. I think just like GMs do, right? Oh yeah, Connor McDavid behind closed doors is probably way different. Like I said, I think when you're in a comfortable environment, you tend to be more loose and open to saying what's on your mind. Like for me, for example, when I first started with the Nation, I was a pretty, I was a pretty quiet guy. I didn't really say much, and now I'm like, saying whatever I kind of want in the office and not being afraid of people judging me. Oh, that's kind of like, maybe he's a little introverted in that sense. Oh. Cassili shirts. I think Oilers Nation, we are working on some new designs and some merch. We're trying to work on some stuff. I'm an engineer. Geddy Lee, who's person? I don't. I've been thinking about the as much as I want to think about the 2024 NHL draft, I don't think the Oilers are gonna have a first round pick or second round pick. As much as we want to think about the draft, I think the Oilers are gonna end up like just tossing every pick out the door just to try and salvage what we have. Like, I don't even care about Celebrini. I care. I'm like, here's Ginla's son in an Oilers uniform. I like that idea. Yeah. I also feel like people think Woodcroft's a soft coach. Do you guys watch Oilers Plus at all? You watch the drop? Like, there's been times where Woodcroft like drops F-bombs for fun, trying to fire up the guys. So I don't know how Woodcroft is when he's pissed off, but I don't think he's a nice person. I'll be honest. Ooh. some interesting news coming out here on Twitter. Chris Johnson reporting. Reporter Chris, this is legit. He's pretty good actually, a good insider. Nikita Zadorov looking to be traded to Calgary. Word is he would be welcome over to Toronto. Zach Lang and Rachel Dorier. Interesting. So Rachel Dorier suggested Erik Karlsson for Norris, Stützle and Parts comes to mind pretty quickly, as does Duchesne. Oh, okay. So she's trying to find comparables for a Draisaitl trade. Excuse me? If you can find me a single example of a team that got better after trading a Draisaitl level talent for Mammothal, she's basically saying when Duchesne first got traded. Colorado. Excuse me? What did Duchesne get traded for? Zach, I'm sorry. A comparison for a theoretically Leon Draisaitl trade is Matt Duchesne. Zach brings up, here's a trade comparable. Wayne Gretzky to LA. Lindros to Philly. We're talking about one of the biggest deals in NHL history here, not the Matt Duchesne trade. Interesting. Thank you, Ace. Oilers could have drafted Kachuk. That's true. We could have drafted a lot of players. It's true. That's true, Brandon. I think Woodcroft tries his best to just stay as professional as he can in the media. He knows what the media wants, and he doesn't really want to give it to them. Matt Duchesne Ottawa trade is arguably one of the high. Let's go check the Matt Duchesne Ottawa. I totally forgot that trade happened. Matt Duchesne to Ottawa trade. Exactly, Chris. So, Matt Duchesne, Ottawa Senators acquired Matt Center. Right, it was Colorado received Samuel Girard, turned out pretty good. Vladislav Kamenev, 2018 second round pick. It's like a 3-team trade, right? Yeah, it is a 3-team. Oh, a Colorado receiver. Weird. Not bad, Sergeant Battle. Currently, apparently going over a. So Rachel Dorier said that Matt Duchesne, Colorado, is what a Draisaitl trade could look like. So Matt Duchesne, for how decent he was in Colorado, was never putting up the numbers Draisaitl was. Matt Duchesne never scored 50 goals 3 different seasons. Matt Duchesne never won a Hart Trophy. What are we talking about here? What I forgot the part where Matt Duchesne won a Hart Trophy. What did Matt Duchesne do? Matt Duchesne, Colorado Avalanche. But look at his stat. I think he was decent in Colorado. I don't remember. Yeah, Nick Lidstrom, I would love him. Sure. Matt Duchesne, his best season just like 2 years ago. Predators, 86 points. Put up 70 points of the Avs in 13-14. Scored 30 goals once with the Avs. Lee goes, Davo goes. Davo goes, Lee goes. I would actually agree with you. I don't know. Maybe McDavid would say. I don't know. If we trade Dry, we get worse return than Eichel got. Just saying. That's a comparable, I would say. But yes. Do you think teams would be worried about making him your number one player? sure he could do it, but he hasn't. Yeah, and I think Tyler Uremchuk brought that up on Oilersnation every day, where we haven't really seen Draisaitl take over games like Connor does. Matthews. There's been stretches maybe. We haven't really seen him take over, and I think that's a fair point. That's also a good point, Final Buzzer. That's a great. Leon's contract's fantastic right now. It's one of the best value deals in the NHL. I'm gonna check my phone real quick. So do not disturb. I feel like I'm missing. No, we're okay. Actually, somebody commented on our YouTube just now. Trade McDavid for Brandon Bussey. Who's that? We should bring out Oilers Doku, Puck Doku, but every answer has to be Northern. I want to start doing tier list on stream. Honestly, I really think that Draisaitl and McDavid will win a cup in Edmonton this year, his contract year. Yeah, no, I kind of said this, Dawson. It's tough to say, right? It's very tough to say. The Oilers, Draisaitl and McDavid, I think they would stay for one more year, even if they miss the playoffs. But that's it. If it goes south again, they're gone. And which kind of sucks, because I think if you want to trade Draisaitl, you want something in return. I don't think you want to like go Draisaitl for free. But in the same breath, this whole season could be a wake-up call, a shake-up that's needed for them to go on a deep run. Yeah, yes, 100% Sergeant Battle, unless you're getting a bunch of picks, I think. But then again, it's like whoever's giving you all these picks, they're probably going on a deep cup run. How, like, when are they gonna be ready? You know, that's like another rebuild in the world. I do think, though, I hate to say this, I hate to bring this up, I don't want to be the guy. If the Oilers were to go into rebuild mode, it wouldn't be as bad as a decade of darkness because of someone like Jeff Jackson. I think Jeff Jackson would try and make sure to put the organization in a more stable position compared to the Kevin Lowe era, McTavish era. Because Jeff Jackson's made it clear that he wants the Oilers to be top tier in everything they do. Coaching, development, analytics. Jeff Jackson is not going to settle for mediocrity. So, yeah. I have a lot of confidence in Jeff Jackson. I think people are thinking like, oh, if McDavid and Draisaitl are gone, it's another decade of darkness. No, I don't think so, because we're not really in a cap situation like maybe Darnell, but we're not as bad as the San Jose Sharks cap wise. Why are we even? I don't even want a Dawson, but it's just kind of the situation we're in right now. I kind of want to just more so not be the type of guy who says, "Oh yeah, it's happening," but like, look, if it happens, it's not gonna be the worst thing in the world. Well, it actually will. But never mind. What am I saying? By the way, I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of enjoyed doing this more than playing Chel. I'm wondering if we change this to late night with Woz. Late night with Woz. Got a nice ring to it. What do you guys think? I don't know. Sometimes I go into Chel and like I just want to play. Like the new Chel is kind of fun. I don't know. I don't like franchise mode that much. Sometimes it's cool, but I think there's too many pauses. I don't like how franchise mode has like a. I don't like how the flow gets disrupted. That makes sense. World of Chel, I haven't played much. Hut I like, but I'm not sure what value analytics add. They add a little bit. I don't think there is I like this format. Let's do this. Let's do this. Late night with Woz. Yeah, I like this. Cool. Okay, we'll do this more often then. I like this much more. I'll try to do like once a week. But in the maybe this is where I try. Yeah, I can actually turn this into a nice little format. I'll try to bring my buddy Brett on. Late night therapy with Woz. Yeah, that's what I want to do more tier lists. The game, not your segment. Hold on. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Brandon. Thank you. I'd watch a Beer Pro season. Beer Pro would actually be a bit more fun. I would agree. It'd be less stressful, less boring. I'd have to try that out, Sergeant Battle. You don't know unless you try. Late night with Woz. Well, I'll bring it up with Jay and them and BM, and actually, this might actually have a lot of potential. I don't think I need a producer. I am my own producer, because all these shows we always have a producer behind the scenes, right? I'm just like, bro, I got my browser. I can type everything in. I feel like an actual like streamer. So, I want to do more tier lists, because tier lists are actually very fun with the viewers. Hockey Legacy Manager 24 is 10 times better than Franchise Mode and Chel. Is that like Football Manager? I have a friend who's a very big Football Manager streamer, actually. And he better than FIFA. This is like the TikTok live stream thing. It basically is, except I have more resources available to me, and I can show you guys like stats and tweets and mental Wozness. The Wozcast. Oh, the Wozcasts. Could you imagine if that was a thing? I've thought about having a podcast. I'm just not great at. By the way, if anyone wants to follow me on Twitter, so you know when I'm live next, it's Woz. I'm not great at promoting myself. But love the pause Woz. Oh, thank you so much, Captain Felton. Oh, David Short, what are we doing here? The eyes of a broken man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe. Woz without a hat looks odd to me. Yeah, I've been wearing a hat a lot more recently. That's legit. Wizard of Woz. Oh, Sean Avery apparently has a message to the Oilers and Connor McDavid. I don't even know what he's want. I don't read the group chat, Woz. I won't. I won't. Oh, right. I gotta still follow you. Don't read my DMs real quick here. Sergeant Battle. I think I was gonna open it up. I'm gonna go follow Sergeant Battle right now, because I think it opened up on oh, Midnight Falcon. Oh, there you go. Big man himself. Perfect. All right. Anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna head off here. Fun 2-hour stream. I appreciate you all. We'll try to do one of these next week. I don't know. Sunday, I kind of want to chill a bit. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do this late nights with Woz. Follow me, Woz. Dukes, don't I follow you? I thought I did. Let's go, Oilers. Still got lots of hockey ahead of us. Lots of hockey ahead of us. Come back. We can have a hell of a finish. We can have an exciting regular season. How about that? Sucks right now, but it can be an exciting end. That being said, I'm gonna go cry and play Call of Duty. Have a beer. Take care, friends. Head to Oilersnation.com for more. Subscribe if you haven't.